It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Wednesday, December 27th, 2016. It is 7 a.m.
In the morning.
In the morning. That's what AM stands for. Hi.
Chickens hadn't crowed yet.
No, they haven't. Too cold to cock-a-doodle-doo today. My goodness. So how's everybody doing?
Cold. I think that's the topic of the day, the weather.
Yeah, exactly.
It got cold.
I'm
Let me tell you.
playing around with my computer here. I'm having a little glitch. So
So
work
what are you
with
doing
me.
over there, Scooter?
Well, I don't know. We're not playing on the TV, I can tell you, but we're recording, so we're good.
So we're going to keep on recording.
If I could sign in to TeamViewer, I'm going to go into our server and find out what's
And
going
find
on.
out what's going on. Anyway, well, we want to welcome everybody to Down on the Corner program. As you heard in the introduction, we all enjoy Brewed Awakening coffee here at the studio every day.
Very much. The colder it gets, the more I enjoy it.
You betcha. And you too can enjoy Brewed Awakening coffee. You can visit them in 3 locations here in Mountain Home, out 62 East Plaza, out by Walmart, Balmer Boulevard, and of course the Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby.
And right here.
And right here. Yeah. There's always time for more coffee. Always time for more coffee. Yeah.
Depends on how fast you drink it. But we got more.
You know, for some reason, that coffee pot, it gets it warmer after it comes through. It's not as hot until you let it set in the pot for long, that particular coffee maker.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't even let it hit the little canister. I just
You let it dribble in the cup.
That's right.
Oh, goodness. So what's going on with you this morning?
And speaking of that, Bob Rechtenwald gave us all a little cup.
Yep.
And he went to the hospital, praying for Bob there, but I think he'll be all right. But you know, the only downfall of that cup he gave me, I put coffee in that thing in the morning, put the lid on it, and I couldn't drink it until the show was over. That sucker kept my coffee hot.
I know.
So thank you for that, Bob.
Yep. Hope you're doing better, Bob.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, in the morning prayer, brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes of Northern Arkansas, state of Arkansas.
All Arkansas.
Yep. And so be looking forward to that coming up in January with the sponsorship of Roller Funeral Homes for the morning prayer. While we're speaking of that, why don't we pause for the morning prayer?
Let's do
All
it.
right, let's do it. Heavenly Father, time moves on, and as we approach 2018, one group of people that I haven't prayed for in a while is folks involved in our agriculture business. Arkansas and Missouri both have crop and livestock farms, and Lord, as it gets colder, I just pray that you protect the livestock. Cattle or poultry, this is the livelihood for so many people. And then for our crop farmers, Lord, I just pray now that you bless the fields and bless their efforts as they come up in 2018. Give them a successful crop in 2018. And bless our farmers, and that's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
And the morning prayer will be brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, and we're looking forward to that coming up in January.
Apparently, come to find out, and Gilly is emailing me, the internet is out in Harrison. And that is why we're having a problem plugging in. So,
Well, do you know that I was sitting at home yesterday, and on my cell phone it said no service, and the cell tower is like in my backyard? So the cell phones were down for a while, so...
we show to be streaming, but I think we're recording more than anything. So we
The internet is frozen
There
today.
is not much we can do. He is trying to reboot some things to see what's going on, but we'll just have to go with the flow. And maybe a 5 o'clock airing today, and I'll get it onto YouTube and
Yeah,
stuff.
we'll have
so that's
YouTube
not a problem.
and
And Facebook.
Add it to Facebook later on.
Yeah.
Anyway, and the morning weather brought to you by your hometown Sears store. Love Sears, you know, like near and dear to my heart. Worked for them for 14, 15 years ago. Back in the days of the catalogs and a lot of good things there. So, morning weather brought to you by your local hometown Sears store. And don't forget, hey, our guest just walking in. Hey, Andrew, how you doing? Good. We'll be on with you here in just a minute. I remember the days of the Sears catalogs and the sale flyers and all that, and years gone by, let me tell you what.
I saw a lot of furniture come out of the Sears catalog.
Oh, yeah.
I've refinished a lot of them.
Yeah.
Those old Singer sewing machines and everything used to come from Sears.
Boy, they had it all. Still do.
Mm-hmm.
You can go down there and check out their appliances, refrigerators, microwaves, stoves, you name it, they've got it, dishwashers, garbage disposals, and I love their tools.
You betcha. Outdoor tools too, man.
Yeah, I forgot about that, yeah. Be sure to check out your hometown Sears store right here in Mountain Home, Arkansas. Where right now we're showing 15 degrees.
Whoop, whoop.
That's about right, except it feels colder than 15.
I heard a whoop whoop over here.
Yeah, it must be at least 17 out there.
I don't think so. I was thinking more like 7.
When we're talking 15 to 17 degrees, it's cold out there, people.
The downfall is it's supposed to get colder. And here's the problem. When somebody, it gets to be an issue. When somebody comes up and asks you, what's your temperature? And you look at them and say, we don't have one. There's a problem. There's a problem there.
That's when you start tapping on the thermometer or the digital readouts. What's going on here?
15 degrees at Mountain Home. We got 14 at Harrison, 15 at Hardy, 19 heat wave in Mountain View, Arkansas. We'll go down there and go sunbathing or something at 19 degrees in the sunlight down there. And 16 at Yellville, 19 at Marshall. There's another heat wave right there. 15 at Calico Rock, 13 at Poplar Bluff, Missouri. On Highway 67, Branson on US 65 is 14 degrees, while West Plains, Missouri on 63 at 160 is at 10 degrees.
Oh, they can have that.
10 degrees. Woo!
I think that's going to be our high here in the next few days. It's
Well, I
getting
tell
bad.
you what, it seems like
Aren't you full of good news?
Man, I'm sorry. I wanted the snow, but I wanted it to hover around 30 degrees when it did it. All this 0 and 10-degree high, I don't know.
well, we've been fussing about, it's just not Christmas because you got the air conditioner on and walked around it. Well, just this time last week, a week ago, the 20th.
Yeah.
Short sleeve shirts, air conditioning running, all this stuff. And
Didn't realize you were off that screen. The temperature's still up there.
oh, yeah. Now we're going to do the radar. And there it is. How you like that? Boy, aren't you glad what's over Georgia's not over Arkansas right now?
I don't know. That would be snow. I can handle
Not,
it.
I think that'd be ice.
You think it'd be ice?
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, we just
Weather.gov
lost
is reboot. Oh, great.
it. I told you, internet's having issues, so.
Yeah, we've got some internet issues this morning, so
Well, we got a glimpse
we
of
got
the
a glimpse.
radar.
There was some shower activity. There was some shower activity over the southeast part of the United States, and it was Georgia and Alabama, South Carolina, but nothing for Arkansas. It looked like all the highways were clear in Arkansas and Missouri, and so
All right, so we're just going to be out of the weather stuff, and we'll move on to bigger and better things.
bigger and better things. So,
Because it doesn't seem to be anything positive
boy,
about
when the
weather,
internet goes out, everything is malfunctioning today.
Just one of those things.
It's just one of those things.
Nothing
it.
you can do about it.
So
No.
how was Dixie Stampede?
Oh, man, that's the first time I ever been there.
Yeah.
My gosh. Well, I'm into the food.
No. What gave that away?
So let's give the food rundown. They first brought me a bowl of soup, and then followed with 2 cheddar biscuits, and then followed with a Cornish hen. And I'm telling you, man, there was meat packed on that dude. And then they came out with a baked potato, and then they came out with pork tenderloin, and something else, and then followed it up with an apple fritter pastry. I was full.
One thing
I
I
was
guarantee
stuffed.
they don't come out with is utensils to eat it with.
Yeah, that's kind of the odd part of it.
What?
Yeah,
You
don't
get no
utensils.
utensils.
It's kind
What
of
don't
different.
you eat with your hands?
Well, I just stacked it. Just kind of stacked it and went to town. And then my neighbors, I ended up taking part of my neighbors because she couldn't eat it. So,
And you got to take the soup and use your biscuit or whatever to kind of get it all.
Really?
yeah. But man, it's fantastic. It's like $50 a person, but you get a show and dinner. I highly recommend it.
Wow.
And it was their Christmas show too, so there's a lot of nativity scenes and
Good.
focused on Jesus Christ. It was very cool.
Sounds like fun.
It was.
I've been to it with my kids a couple times, and it is a ball.
Really.
Yeah, I mean, dinner and a show that
With
is
no
just
utensils.
no utensils. I mean, of course, you're eating chicken, which isn't bad, and
Yeah.
then the rest of the food isn't bad. The only thing that got me is like I'm looking at this thing of soup or whatever.
But it's got a handle on it.
Yeah, you
not-
got a handle, so you
Yeah.
just pick it up and just start.
Yep, that's what you start with.
And it's a
soup.
competition between the North and the South, and you're rooting on your side to win this contest. So, did you get pictures? You get those weird pictures they do out there?
No, I didn't. They took pictures while you're walking in.
Yeah.
They pull your family aside, take pictures, and then after you're seated, they come around and want to sell you those pictures. No, I didn't get them. Most of those kind of pictures of roller coasters end up in a shoebox under somebody's bed. So
I don't do
end
the
up
roller
on the-
coaster thing. It's got me plastered.
Yeah.
Some weird look.
Yeah.
Oh, cheeks
Oh,
flapping
yeah.
in the wind.
I don't want to see this. You know, what the heck?
Yeah.
Did they have the show before the show?
Yeah.
You go into this room
Oh, that's
where you
very
wait,
nice.
and they usually have a show or something. I know last time I was there, they had some guy that did trick lassoing and different things. What-
These were three brothers, and they played folk music and with a little country swing to it. So it was very cool.
Awesome.
Yep, played Christmas songs, played the Foggy Mountain Breakdown, and
Really?
I mean, they got into the Chet Atkins. They were very good.
I like Chet.
Yeah, so
I
Yeah.
did want to bring up one thing, 'cause we got in discussion yesterday of what to do with these Christmas trees, and then I read an article on it
Yeah, what'd
just
you find
put out. You can actually take it either on Norfolk Lake or Bull Shoals Lake. Take it to any of the boat dock ramps and put your tree off to the side, not where it's blocking the ramp or not where it's blocking the parking, and they will take them and disperse them out into the lake.
Yeah.
Also, if you have a pond or a lake on your property and you need some of these trees, you can come and take any of the trees that are laying out, and they encourage it because it's great for fish and stuff like that. Whatever's left, they will come by and collect and put them out onto the lake. So if you need to get rid of it's got to be a real tree, no fake trees.
probably can't have fake snow sprayed all
No,
over it either.
It can't
garlic.
have utensils utensils. It can't have.
He's at the restaurant.
I'm
He's
at the
still- He
restaurant.
hangs a knife and fork.
I'm still wondering about the utensils over there. It can't have tinsel on it, can't have lights, ornaments, nothing like that. It's just got to be the plain tree. And if you're needing some for your pond, they encourage you to come grab some. Any of the ramps on Bull Shoals or Norfolk, just
Wow.
right off to the side.
Yeah, I thought they had that program. Is that through Corps of Engineers?
Yep.
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 Yeah, they've been doing that quite a while. It makes for great cover right there.
It's
Good
amazing because we
habitat.
just discussed this yesterday. I'm like, what the heck are you to do with these trees? Now I know.
Make more fishies.
Make more fishies. Make a home for the fishies.
That's it.
Well, with mine, I've got a pretty good, I don't want to call it a ravine or a ditch, but my last 3 or 4 Christmas trees, they finally just decompose and it just, goes back into the ground. But in the springtime, that's cover for the rabbits,
There you go.
They got little rabbits running around.
They need a
chipmunks.
home
And
too.
skunks and possums.
I haven't had well, knock on wood, I haven't had a skunk.
Oh, have you not?
Well, there may be one in the culvert. Occasionally, you go outside about 9:30, quarter to 10. Think, oh, did I get so and so out of the vehicle? Make sure it's locked. I think I smell something, but I never have seen it.
Every year I have a dog or cat sprayed
Oh
by
yeah,
a skunk.
No, there's nothing
Every
worse
year.
than that. There is nothing worse than that.
I had let's see, 2 or 3 years ago, I had a silver belly Arkansas black snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went out to the barn and coming back out, I came off the ground about 8 feet. Whoa! And I looked at him. I thought, oh, okay. So I got the little garden hoe out, and I said, okay, your spot is over here. You go over here on the east side of the barn. I'm going to kill that because he's a good ratter.
Yeah.
He's a mouser and a ratter. So, okay, your meal's behind the barn. You stay on your side of the barn. I'll stay on mine. And he slithered around on the east side of the barn. Never saw him again, but
Those things will scare you. I stuck my hand into a chicken box to get the eggs out and felt something cold and reptile.
Ooh.
And I said, oh boy, look, and there was a snake. He was in there eating my baby chickens and my eggs and all that. But
He's having a meal right there.
yeah, he got so fat he couldn't get out of the chicken coop.
I do want
He's
to
no
say
longer
something because we've just got internet
Yeah, everything
feedback
started
in.
popping
so
back up, so we're back live on the air.
I
so.
did want to apologize to everybody this morning.
Internet
that we
froze
had
up, no pun intended.
some internet down, and now we are back on the
I
air.
just saw about 18 people just logged in across the network here.
Yeah. So we
All
are
right,
up
so
and going live.
Enough
even though
idle chatter so we can bring our guest on. Scooter, take us a break. Coming up, we got Andrew Bailey, who's a candidate for circuit court judge here in our part of Arkansas. I'm going to welcome him and do some, well, the political season is here. If you know me, that's my favorite time of year. Politics. There we go. Well, he's got to be non-biased because he's a judge. Tomorrow, this is what I'm working on. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag a little bit for tomorrow.
Oh, no. I mean, this is for everybody because we have no clue.
Well, we hope to have the Chief Justice of the Arkansas Supreme Court here tomorrow, Dan Kemp,
Okay.
along
Awesome.
with Justice Sean Womack.
I'm sure you can get them. You have them all on speed dial.
Well, you don't want to bother the Chief Justice. Of
I'm
the
waiting
Supreme-
for big news. It's
Yeah.
like, where's the big news?
These are just
You have
people you
'em all
call
right
all the
there.
time. What the heck are you talking about?
People you eat biscuit and gravy with.
Well-
What's the big news there?
Well, a lot of people don't know the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. I have to say this: what an honor it was to be invited in January of 17 to the swearing-in ceremonies of the Arkansas Supreme Court. My pastor, Ted Rogers at First Baptist, was asked to do the benediction, and we rode down together, and it was a fun day, and it was just, it was one of those perfect days. A lot of friends were there. The Attorney General was there. The auditor was there. Andrea Lee, Leslie Rutledge, the Attorney General, was there. And it was just a fun time. Doyle Webb, chairman of the Republican Party of Arkansas, got to talk with Doyle. And just a fun time, just kind of reuniting with friends and everything, and then to see the swearing-in ceremonies. The Supreme Court building is awesome.
I assume
Is it-
Sean Womack was there.
I got the invitation from Chief Justice, from the Chief Justice Dan Kemp, and from Justice Sean Womack. 1892 Cardinals? What's that?
That's my birthday present, buddy.
Yours? You're a Texas fan.
No.
Anyway, we better go to break and get Andrew
Here
Bailey out of
we
here.
go.
So hopefully we'll have the Chief Justice here tomorrow from the Arkansas Supreme Court. Take us a break, Scooter.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Coming in 2018, DHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
They said, I'm not ready to move. I'm not ready for such a change. I'm not ready to give up my independence. Then, after receiving a lot of love and encouragement, they moved to the Good Samaritan Society. They said, I should have done it years ago.
Senior care and services from the Good Samaritan Society.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
It is 7:22 on this Wednesday, December 27th, 2017. As 2017 winds down, we're going to be reminded of the fact that 2018 is a midterm election already.
Coming quick.
Here we go.
Coming quick.
Candidates, we want to see you. Doesn't matter your party. Come on in and give us a call. We're going to help you out, let people know who you are. I want to introduce Andrew Bailey, and I've known Andrew probably for 20 plus years.
Absolutely,
and
long time.
It's just been a pleasure knowing Andrew Bailey. You're running for Circuit Court Judge.
That's right. It's a position. It's a judicial position, obviously, in the 4-county area across north central Arkansas, including Baxter, Boone, Marion, and Newton counties.
Oh, Newton!
Newton's in there too. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Wow.
That's as far south as we go in this circuit. I don't know the rhyme or reason as to how they divided it, but Jasper and Newton County are in our district. So.
Wow, that puts some travel time on there.
It does. Of course, it's beautiful country.
Sure it is.
The whole way. Yeah. I've got to spend more time in Jasper during this campaign, of course, than I've been able to in previous years since I moved back here. And it's just absolutely beautiful. It's worth the drive every time.
Oh, I bet it is. One thing I want to bring to the attention of our viewers, and I have to be careful here when we're talking a judicial race, this is a non-partisan position. And so there's going to be some questions I may ask Andrew, and he's going to say, well, I can't answer that because, I don't know exactly where to draw the line. So if we run across one of those questions and you have to recuse, that's fine.
Sure.
I've been through this a couple of times, and sometimes I just kind of get carried away with myself. So tell the folks who you are. Who is Andrew Bailey? What's inside Andrew?
Sure. I was raised in Mountain Home, Cotter, Lakeview. We moved a few times, but I've been raised here in Baxter County. My parents moved up here from the Little Rock area when I was about 3 years old. I started kindergarten at Midway when there used to be a kindergarten out there.
Really?
Long time ago.
Really?
I did.
Wow.
It was a lower elementary school. I think it only went to 3rd or 4th grade. Of course, then they closed down after my kindergarten year. Moved to Mountain Home Public Schools. I ended up transferring to Cotter in junior high and graduated from Cotter High School.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we
Good system, yeah.
Great system.
Yeah.
I loved my time at Cotter and at Mountain Home, and so I've lived in Baxter County my entire life. After that, after high school, I went to college at Jonesboro, where I got a teaching degree, and my last semester, my last year, actually, I guess it was the fall semester, I met one of the deans from the law school at the University of Arkansas at a job fair, and she said, "You really need to consider taking the LSAT." It had never really crossed my mind, but I said, "Okay, well, I'll do that." And I took the LSAT, and my scores were good.
And what's it? What you're saying?
LSAT? Yeah, it's the law school admissions exam.
Okay.
So, or test, I should say. And so I took that. And my scores were good enough to get me into Fayetteville, and I always wanted to go to school in Fayetteville if I had the opportunity. So I took the opportunity, and but before I went there, when I graduated from ASU, I went to Washington, D.C., and interned for Asa Hutchinson at the Drug Enforcement Administration.
Oh, really? So you got to work for? Yeah.
Oh, it was amazing. It was such a neat thing to be able to do. I was actually the first intern, just because there hadn't been a program set up in the administrator's office. And
I remember when Asa was doing that.
Yeah.
I totally forgot it, but I remember that. Yeah.
This was this was the summer after 9/11, and his office looked out over the Pentagon from across in Arlington.
Really?
And it was just.
So you lived in Virginia?
I lived in Virginia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not too far from the.
I've
just
got a cousin who works at the Pentagon.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and they were rebuilding it that summer still, because it was still very fresh, and Asa was actually in office there. And they literally saw the planes coming in, so that was quite the experience, being able to spend time.
I'll have to ask the governor about that next time I talk to him.
Oh yeah, and he did a great job, of course. And, and then moved on to Homeland Security.
Wasn't he the youngest Western District when
prosecuting attorney or district attorney?
District attorney, yeah.
When
President Reagan was in, but wasn't he the youngest one ever appointed?
He was.
I think he's like 33, 34 years old.
Yeah, he was. He's had a very successful legal career. And through the federal government as well. That was such a great experience, and that really ignited my fire even more to go into the legal profession. And so that's what I did.
I'm sure the governor would say, "Do it."
Yeah, he did. He was very supportive.
Be very encouraging.
He was very supportive. He was, and of course, working in law enforcement, you get to see a side of things that, coming from Cotter, Arkansas, Mountain Home, Arkansas, I'd never seen before. So at the federal level, so that was very cool experience, and I'll forever be grateful for that. I went to law school. Of course, that takes 3 years, and then as soon as I graduated, I moved back here and opened a law firm in downtown Mountain Home with one of my law school classmates, John Russo, who he is now teaching in Missouri at a university in Missouri. He's no longer
at Columbia?
No, he's at College of the Ozarks.
Okay.
In Branson. He's actually teaches fire science, and so great experience working with him. He moved on to bigger and better things a few years ago, and then since then I've been in solo practice here. This division, you guys talked about Judge Womack a few minutes ago. This is the position that was vacated when he took the office at the Supreme Court. So Gail Campbell was the governor's appointee.
I remember, yeah.
The Arkansas Constitution says that you can't run for the office if you're appointed to it, and so she won't be running for it, of course, for that reason. And at this point in time, there's no opponent,
no opposition.
So that's a good thing. We have some deadlines coming up fairly soon.
And the problem that I have, I don't know if problem is the right word, but some people are very well informed, but I've been guilty of this. Look at my ballot. Back in the day, a paper ballot. Circuit Court Judge, Andrew Bailey. Circuit Court Judge, Scott Callis. Circuit Court Judge, Jerry Hogan. I don't know any of them.
Right.
And that's how we vote. Close our eyes and aim.
That's right. And I've been, since May when I announced my candidacy, I've gone to as many functions as I can to get out there, even not having an opponent, because that's exactly why, Dale. I tell people, you need to know what you're voting for and who you're voting for. So I've set up tents in Jasper at their festivals there in Harrison, shaking people's hands, saying, this is what I do, this is what the judicial system's all about, this is the kind of cases I'll be hearing. Many people have asked me if I can fix their roads. That's a different
judge.
judge.
That's the county judge.
And Arkansas that's a problem. We should look into changing that because it
You'd
is
be
quite
surprised
confusing.
How many people, the county judge will walk into Scooter's restaurant, Old Time on the Square. So you don't wear a robe?
That's right.
He fixes.
That's right.
We're going to talk about that right after the break. Scooter, let's have another commercial break. More with Andrew Bailey, candidate for Circuit Court Judge, right after this. Stick around, I'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home. Your White River getaway starts at Cotter Trout Lodge, where you find convenient, clean, and affordable accommodations right in the heart of Cotter, Arkansas. Take advantage of the Natural State Fly Shop across the road for all your supplies and guided fly fishing needs. Countless delicious homemade menu options await to satisfy your hunger cravings at the White Sands Cafe. Your complete White River getaway is cradled in the east arm of the historic Ruthven Rainbow Bridge at the Cotter Trout Lodge, Natural State Fly Shop, and the White Sands Cafe.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business and God bless.
Hi, I'm Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup. If anybody needs trash service in the area, please give us a call. Arch Trash Service is veteran owned, and I've been in the local area resident for over 20 years. I'll provide a better service than the other guys and even provide front door service trash pickup for those that aren't able to take their trash to the curb. We'll also pick up almost anything and even provide free recycling. I am Ricky with Arch Trash Pickup, and please give me a call for all your trash service needs.
And we're back. Let me try that again. And we're back. Don't you just love that frog? Ribbit. 7:33 on this December 27th. Visiting with Andrew Bailey, who's the candidate for Circuit Court Judge here in Baxter County, well, the 4-county area. And so let's talk a little bit about the judicial process that you'll be involved in.
Yeah,
and just exactly what, when you're on that bench, what will you be hearing? What's your cases?
That's a good question, because there are a lot of things that are possible for a circuit court judge to hear, and it pretty much runs the gamut from child custody cases to potentially capital murder cases. This particular division, Division 1, is the spot right now. Mainly hears domestic relations cases. So this particular division hears all the child support cases in all 4 counties. And then the rest of the caseload is domestic relations, custody, divorce type situations. And then the division hears 33% of your general civil cases. So say you and your neighbor have a dispute over your property line. That's what we call a civil case. or a car accident, things like that, malpractice cases. So there a lot of time in the courtroom. Obviously, it's a trial court, and so the good thing about it, and the reason I feel like I'm qualified for this position, is because I've been in that particular courtroom, especially since day one, in several different capacities. Most recently, I've been doing work as an attorney ad litem, which is an attorney that's appointed to represent children who are in the middle of this whirlwind divorce situation that their parents are going through, sometimes grandparents, depending on the situation.
Right.
And that I've been doing that for the last 5 or 6 years, and it's given me some real insight into what these little guys are going through, in these situations, and really kind of opened my eyes to what I feel like if I was to be on the bench, parents should be told to do and how to act. So it's, you hate to see, especially young children who don't really understand the process, you hate to see a family break apart at any time, but then you really hate to see when these little children don't really understand what's going on. All they want is mom and dad to get back together, and it's heartbreaking. And so I think I can play a major role, because I've seen it from that perspective, and that's my only goal right now, is to represent this child's best interest and make sure mom and dad, do what they have to do to make sure that they raise this child effectively. So,
one thing what sparked my hearing real quick, you said domestic violence, and we've had Jennifer on from Serenity about the house there. I called. I happened to watch Channel 3 one night, and Paula Morehouse had a public service announcement for Harmony House, which is in the Greene County, Springfield area, and I called to talk to her about the domestic violence issue here. And what I found out was, if I witnessed domestic violence, let's say, this is hypothetical, of course, let's say that the neighbor, I saw him hit her. This is hypothetical, this didn't happen. But if I did, and I called the authorities, the victim would have to file charges based on what I saw. But now, if I waited 24 hours, I can't do that. After 24 hours, the victim has to call and press charges. 97 out of 100, which is 97%, these cases never come to court, because the victim will say, no, never mind, I don't want to pursue this. So for every 100 cases that may have had police called on, you're only seeing 3 of the 100.
That's right. And you're right. I mean, a lot of the times, come time for court, the domestic violence victim does not want to pursue it and won't come to court. Well, and a lot of the times that person is reliant upon the aggressor or the alleged aggressor for their everyday existence. So
why did they go back into a relationship that could be drug or alcohol related that puts the victim in danger? I mean, will you be able to do something from the bench?
Absolutely.
In a protection type of deal?
Well, that's a good question. There are orders of protection are part of the purview of this court as well. Jason Duffy, who is our state district court judge, actually hears a lion's share of the orders of protection now. And he doesn't in Newton County. He's Judge Kirkpatrick is the judge over there, and I think Newton County is still heard by Division 1 and Divisions 3 and 4. But yes, absolutely. I mean, but you see it. I mean, waiting for the docket called now, just sitting there in the courtroom, those cases are usually called first because they have priority. And I would say 75% of them, neither party is there. There are things you can do if the parties don't show up. Unfortunately, there's not much you can do, but there are things you can do. There's sometimes, though, Dale, too, on the other side of that is an abuse of the system, where a woman or a man wants custody of their child, so they go file an order of protection. So you got to have that discernment to see, is there something really going on here? And if there is, you got to take care.
Sometimes you have to peek in the window in the back door to see what's happening.
That's
here.
Exactly right. Yeah, that's a good question.
So
about
how much research before you get on the bench? How much research do you have to spend on each case? I mean, you may spend 7 to 8 hours researching notes and evidence and things of that nature.
The domestic relations cases are very testimony friendly, or not friendly, I shouldn't say. They're very testimony heavy. So you have to, it's the judge's job to have the person on the stand sit there so that they can look at them, listen to the words they're saying, look at how they fidget in their seat. You know, that's a huge part of the judge's job. Who's telling me the truth here? And so all those are very fact-sensitive type situations. Wow. You know, so the on the flip side of that, if you have a complex tort case, you're right. You're going to be spending hours and hours trying to make sure that you make the right decisions. You know, that's something I've always enjoyed doing. So I'm lucky in that regard. Is research. I love it. So I know that sounds kind of.
Well, how do you get that when you get that certain bit of evidence that you know you're rock solid on?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel?
Feels pretty good.
Like,
I mean,
yeah, I found it.
That's right. Yeah, you mean the case? Yeah. You're right. It's very rare. Arkansas, we're a very small state. A lot of our litigants can't afford to appeal. So a lot of our appellate law is actually still in process. And so we don't sometimes have a lot of guidance from the state court, appellate court.
So now would it go to if they wanted to appeal, your decision would go to Court of Appeals?
That's right.
Is this 2-2 or 2-1 if it was in your court, if going to Court of Appeals? Where would it go? 2-1 or 2-2?
I think 2-1. Yeah, it's the
2-1.
Yeah. And then you've got, of course, after that, the Supreme Court decides which cases it wants to hear, cases of first impression, things like that.
Right.
And then they can either uphold the appellate court or reverse it and vacate.
You know, I find the whole
so.
process interesting because back in the day, I helped, back in the days of radio, we helped Justice Rhonda Wood.
Mm-hmm.
She was running for 2-2 at the time, didn't get that seat, but got the 2-1 2 years later, who's now one of our friends on Supreme Court. And that it was an interesting educational experience to hear Justice Wood and what she has gone through. She taught law at, I forget the university she taught at, but to see the progression, but to hear how this process works.
Yeah.
And, you know, what may sound dull to some people is something that we need to know about.
Well, it is. It affects your day-to-day life whether or not you know it.
Yeah,
it really does.
It does.
And it affects the people around you. Speaking of Justice Wood, I actually filled in for her in a case last year.
You did? On the court?
Mm-hmm. On the Supreme Court. And that was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh, it's so neat. Yeah.
I mean, just to walk into the Supreme Court of the state of Arkansas.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
And to have so many justices. We have 3 justices right now that are all within an hour's drive of Mountain Home, Arkansas, which is so funny to me, but it was really just a really neat experience.
And the Chief Justice, His Honor Dan Kemp, lives in Mountain View. You know,
right?
Hopefully he'll be here tomorrow. We're working on some details.
Yeah, it's so funny that so many of them come from this area. But they, this was one of Chief Justice Hanna's last cases before he passed.
Oh, really?
And he actually wasn't able to be there that day. He was there on conference call.
Really?
This was, of course, before Judge Womack took the bench, but it was it was so neat. And Rhonda said, "Thank you for filling in for me today." You know,
Rhonda's funny.
Yeah.
I tell you, I've got to tell a story about the honesty of Justice Wood. Campaign days, and I can't tell you what year it was, but we were at a luncheon together, and a gentleman walked up, and she was shaking hands with folks, and gentleman held out a $50 bill, and she was like shaking hands, and her hands went, I can't even touch that.
Right.
And I mean, it's like, like this, you know. And I said, what's wrong? She says, we can't take campaign funds until so-and-so day at a certain time. I said, well, if it's okay, I'll hold it and I'll send it to you. And the guy says, okay. So I took the 50, kept it at home, and then when time came, I was going to mail it. And you know, the post office, I made a cashier's check to send to the campaign. But the post office, didn't think it'd make that much difference, but the postmark was a day early. They sent it back to me. To my return address because the date was 24 hours too early. This is how honest they were with that campaign. They turned that check back in. I had to go to the bank and have the date reestablished on that check, and had to make sure the postmark on that envelope was after the fact.
Yeah, we have some
over $50.
Yeah, right. We have some very, very strict rules, and that's the way it should be. I mean, you know, and good for her for.
But I've seen the financial disclosures ruin political careers.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's what happened to Mark Darr.
Yeah, I mean, they can. You have to really dot your I's on those.
Mm-hmm.
They're all computer-based now, it makes it a lot easier. This is the first year they're doing it.
You're kidding.
You can do it all.
Hallelujah for
right?
that. I've seen handwritten documents
I know,
that go
right?
on for days.
I know. And you have to do them online. So the Secretary of State's website has vastly improved in the last year.
Thank you, Mark Martin.
I know, right? I'm lucky enough to be the beneficiary of it in my first election. So
you are so lucky.
I am. I know it.
Because you see that sloppy handwriting. Who on earth donated that?
That's right.
It looks like Snoopy's doghouse or something. Anyway, we need to take another break. We're visiting with Andrew Bailey, who's a candidate for Circuit Court Judge here in Baxter County and Newton County, Marion County, and Boone County, right?
That's right.
Well, I got it right. We'll be right back after the break. Scooter? With a large showroom of over 13,000 square feet, the Furniture Depot is your local choice for quality name brand furniture at prices anyone can afford. They carry a great selection of catnapper recliners, power recliners with lumbar support, and lift chairs. Check out Furniture Depot's variety of living room and dining room sets in various styles and designs. And don't forget about their mattress gallery featuring Serta, Symbol mattresses, and adjustable beds. Family owned and operated, that's Furniture Depot, located in the Ozark Shopping Center in Mountain Home.
Life is too short to wear boring clothes. Welcome to Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique, where we carry the latest trends and fashions and accessories at prices anyone can enjoy. Feel beautiful while looking fabulous with a large range of fashions that fits anyone's sense of style. You're sure to discover something unique and new at every visit. Shabby to Chic also features 12 professional stylists, aesthetics by Amy J, a nail technician, and 4 tanning beds. Excite your style at Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique in Mountain Home.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Coming in 2018, DHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
And we're back, 7:47 on this December 27th, 2017. Still cold outside, but it's December, and we're going to just let it be cold. And we're visiting with Andrew Bailey, who's the candidate for Circuit Court Judge for Newton, Baxter, Marion, and Boone counties. And at this point in time, I am going to give my endorsement to Mr. Bailey for this position. People know that over the past 10 years that I've been very involved in the political arena, and so I'd like to endorse Andrew for this and want people to consider this. Is going to be on the May 22nd primary ballot. Now, as of now, we don't have a primary on the Republican or Democrat or the Libertarian tickets, but if there is a primary that comes up at any of the political parties, when you vote, you can say Democrat, Republican, Libertarian. That will give you the proper ballot, but the judicial will be on all 3 of those ballots, or you can ask for just the judicial ballot. Another thing is financial contributions can be taken on a judge's race, but the candidate cannot solicit funds like the governor, the attorney general, or somebody like that. So, to help Andrew Bailey out, I can. Send your $1 million or your $100,000. Anything will help. We need it to go to Post Office Box 2115 in Mountain Home, Arkansas, 72654, addressed Andrew Bailey, candidate. So if you can, 10, 15, 20,000.
There's a limit.
There is a limit. Yeah. What is?
I don't think anyone will get there. I think it's $1,700 per person this cycle.
Yeah, there is a limit. But if you can throw in $50, $100, if we had, I always say you want 10 people to give 100 or 100 to give 10. Either way, you get the 1,000. So make it easy on folks. So if you want a good, solid Christian conservative judge on that bench, mail your check to Post Office Box 2115, Mountain, Arkansas 72654. Attention, Andrew Bailey, candidate, circuit court judge. We got about 9.5 minutes. What have I overlooked?
Well, let me tell you. You said I appreciate your endorsement very much. I do, and I think people should know too that this is my community. I've been very involved since I've been back, since I moved back here. I'm currently on the Hospice of the Ozarks board. I'm on Ozark Opportunities Incorporated's board, which a lot of folks around here, they're based out of Harrison, may not know, but they are responsible for the Head Start programs here. Just a fantastic organization with a heart for the less fortunate. And I previously was on the Food Bank of North Central Arkansas board until they said, you've been here too long, you have to leave. But that's an organization that's very close to my heart as well. They do such great things for the hungry in our area. And so I give back to this community, and this judge's race kind of just happened. It was something that I've never really had considered, but it seemed like it was right. I think the Lord laid it on my heart that it was the right time for me to do this. And it just seemed a natural progression. So I do, as I stated before, have a heart for these kids going through these domestic relations issues, and I think that I can make a difference in their lives.
And I'm going to work on this domestic violence issue on my own political agenda. They say that, and we've also worked with the human sex trafficking issue through Into the Light Ministries. We get in a safe house here, and they're watching Tulsa and Branson. And it's just, what? This is Mountain Home. Yeah, it's Mountain Home, but we have human sex trafficking issues right here in North Arkansas. But they say if you see a girl that has black dots on her fingernails, that means I'm trapped, help me. Okay, so what if I'm at Harps or Town and Country or one of the grocery stores and I see maybe 2 Band-Aids, side-by-side railroad track Band-Aids? Could that not be a signal, hey, I'm in a domestic violence, I need help, but if I say anything, I'm going to get hit again? I've got to develop a signal so that are you okay? If I saw like a mark, a tag, or something, I've got to come up with something, because I was at the dog park one day and I saw 2 ladies talking. I had no idea. Come to find out, the guy was in the car, and he was so much controlling that girl. She was bruised up, and I did not. And the other lady said, "Are you being abused?" Can you talk about it? She pointed, and she says, "Come here. Can you use my phone?" And called one of the safe houses to help her.
Yeah, it's a horrible part of the judicial system that you have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. And I'll tell you, a lot of what we deal with in that arena is drug-induced, which is also a problem in the Ozarks. Judge Webb has a drug court here that has been very successful in helping people who struggle with addiction get the help they need and kind of power through some of that.
And I've talked with Sheriff Montgomery, and they call it chasing the high, especially with the meth. And they say the first high is the best. They call it chasing the high. And that's why it just gets so far out of hand, is they can never match the first experience.
Yeah. It's just, it really is a very sad phenomenon. And I mean, it's nationwide at this point. It's not just here anymore. But I would say that a lot of the crime in general in this area, you can almost always trace it back to some sort of illicit drug. you know. So
And now the prescription drugs are an
Yeah.
issue. You know, we got the take back.
Yeah. I think the opiate addiction that's a problem in the rest of the country. It's definitely here, but it's not in such large effect that we see it a lot in the judicial system. You know, I think people struggle with that and get it by legal means. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's their prescription, so it's just abuse of any kind on
But
yourself.
see, kids
or,
can take
you
that
know.
out of the mom and dad's medicine cabinet.
Yeah.
You see, you got 30 pills, so I ain't gonna miss 10.
That's right.
Put them in the pocket and get.
That's right.
Sell them on the street. You know.
Well, and I think in this job, if I can protect those that are vulnerable, then I will have done a good job. You know, if I can make sure that those kids are protected, that domestic violence victim is protected, that's what I'm there for. You know.
And I'm proud to see that you're taking the position when you get elected. You're not out there to punish somebody. You're out there to, what's the word I'm looking for? Protect.
Absolutely. I mean, that should be the goal of any court, to make sure, especially like I said, those most vulnerable, a child who cannot help himself, or a domestic violence victim who cannot get out of the situation for whatever reason. You know, and I think that I've got enough experience helping those people for the last 12 years since
Sure.
I've been practicing
Yeah.
to bring that experience to the
Well,
bench.
it's good to see that you're doing this out of the heart and not out of the need for the job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've got, and that's true. I mean, I've got a very successful solo practice here. And I practice in every court at all levels. I practice in federal court at least once a month.
Now, where's federal court? Is that
It
little?
used to be in Harrison, and
That's
then
right.
we lost our money, and so now we have to go to Fayetteville for the Western District of Arkansas.
I'd rather go there than Little Rock.
I'll tell you, it's since I went to school over there, I still have friends over there.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
just make a day of it. You know, good food, and get over there, and it's also a beautiful drive. We're very lucky, but Little Rock would be a bit of a pain.
I tell you what, I changed my route. You know, they opened up the bridge down south of Mountain View on Highway 5.
Okay.
That's a good drive now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that.
Of course, you come out there on highway, if you go down 5 to 25, you come out there just south of the Exxon station on 65, about 9 miles north of Conway.
Right.
You still got to put up with Spring Hill and Greenbrier.
Right, you can't get away. Yeah, you have to. You have to go through there. But 14, I've driven that a million times.
Haven't we all?
I'll have to try that.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Okay.
Well, we got 3 minutes. Scooter, you got a question for Andrew?
I'm good.
He sees me in his restaurant all the time. Walking around
yeah.
From the courthouse. It's a perfect location to.
The only question, you need a refill?
I come over there and get your BLT all the time. No,
Anything's good down there.
It is good. It is good.
So 2.5 minutes to go. What have I overlooked? What question have I overlooked, or any subject matter here?
I just like people to know that what the judge does. Like I said, is because of because the county judge and the circuit judge are both called the same thing, judge. A lot of people think I'm running against Mickey Pendergrass, and I have to assure them I'm not. So I think that we've gotten out there what the position does. I will tell you, just since we've got some time, right now Baxter County does not have a sitting judge. That's the first time that's happened in a very long time.
Really?
And so for the Mountain Home folks watching, that's put a strain on law enforcement. If they need a warrant signed or something like that, they've had to either find one of the two judges that lives in Yellville or one of the two that lives in Harrison.
Oh boy.
So it's been kind of actually the three that live in Harrison. So it's very lopsided right now to the western side of the district, and it's also difficult for practitioners here if you need to get an order signed, if there is an emergency, where you need a judge. It can be difficult to find one here, and just because of geography.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Judge Isbell retired last year.
Right.
He was from Baxter County, and then Judge Womack is now in the Supreme Court. He was from Mountain Home. So we did have two, and it's almost been 2 and 2 since the 4 divisions have been in existence. But right now we're a little bit at a disadvantage over here in Baxter County, and I've told my Boone County friends that, and they're not offended, especially the ones who practice law there and the law enforcement officials. They understand that in the middle of the night you need a warrant. you don't want to drive to Harrison or Yovo.
Oh, boy.
So it will be. It's a convenience issue too for residents of Baxter County, as well. So
our guest today is candidate Andrew Bailey for Circuit Court Judge. I personally endorse him, and be sure to look for his name on the ballot on the May 22nd primary.
That's right.
Right now, I don't think there's any primaries yet slated for Arkansas, so it could just be a judicial race.
Could just be, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, we have early voting still, even in the
that's
primaries.
right, yeah. So be sure to check that out. If you want to help him financially with this campaign, mail a contribution check to Andrew Bailey, Post Office Box 2115, Mountain Home, Arkansas 72654. He cannot solicit money, but friends can. So if you need more information, contact me personally. Thank you, Andrew, for being here.
Thank you so much, Dale. I appreciate it.
Scooter, take us home. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.